I think most people have probably heard the popular saying that goes, if at first you don't succeed, try again. It's short, it's sweet, it gets right to the point that all successful people have come to understand that if you want something to happen and it doesn't work on your first try, you have to keep trying. It's unreasonable to assume that everything that you want should come to you just because you want it. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of trial and error and learning lessons along the way to success. One of the most famous examples of that was, the Thomas Edison quote about inventing the light bulb. He said he didn't fail 1,000 times. He just found 1,000 ways not to make a light bulb. And with each of those 1,000 ways, he learned something new, something that helped him reach his goal. It requires persistence and diligence, which also, these have a spiritual dimension as well, that we can use in our own pursuit of faith. In fact, the Canaanite woman in the gospel is an excellent example of how we can improve our own prayer life. In the gospel, there seems to be, a lot going on, that it doesn't seem immediately clear because there's no narrator telling you the motivations or the thoughts of different people's heads. But we can look at the facts of what we do know about the people, what they say and what they do and what happened, in order to figure out, some of these things, some of their motivations, why they're doing what they're doing. Because if you were just told the exact same story, but you replaced the names with different people, you might get the impression that Jesus is pretty rude in this situation. Someone comes asking for help, and at first he just seems to blow her off, doesn't even say anything. Then when she keeps asking, he not only says no, but basically says, you're not as important as other people. But since it's Jesus, the Son of God, who is completely sinless, and his love and mercy is endless, that can't be what he's doing. And so just to prove that also, at the very end, he grants to her what she asks. So if he is so determined to not do something because it goes against the will of God, which he is perfectly united to, then he would have never done it no matter what. But he did. And so because he did it, it was because it must have been a part of the will of God. But why did he give her such a hard time about it? Well, it could be to see if she came to him because she really believed and had faith that he was the Son of God, or was she just someone who heard a rumor about a miracle worker who was passing through and she thought maybe she could get something from him? Of course not. She had faith, which she more than proves her faith by showing her persistence, by asking him 3 times. First, she came to him and asked him for help, but then heard no answer from Christ. Then she went back again, and then might have felt as if she wasn't important by his response to her. But she went back again, and might have been tempted to feel even disrespected, being compared to a dog. But she persevered and proved her faith. She humbled herself before the Lord and didn't take offense to the process because of her humility. Consider me a dog all you want, but please help my daughter. That's what was important to her, her faith and her family. And this is a great model for, how we are supposed to pray. Many times we come before the Lord with big egos and think we deserve for God to answer our prayers because, look at me, I'm faithful, I'm praying. God should grant me what I'm asking for on the first time because after all, what I'm asking for is a good thing. The woman from the gospel was asking for her daughter to be freed from a demon, and that took 3 times. Praying, asking for Jesus to help. Now that's not saying that, once we pray for something 3 times, it will happen either. Besides 3 being a symbolic number, and we should keep praying no matter how many times. The healing or the obtainment of what we're praying for isn't the goal. Prayer itself is the goal. Faith is the goal. As we increase our prayer, we increase our faith, which then enables us to draw closer to God and His will, which will help us far more than any one thing we think we want.